What's up everybody, I'm B-True, and today I'm going to be giving you my ideas for the Talon rework in the Assassin class update. So Riot has confirmed that Talon will be one of the 4 Assassins to be getting a major rework, which means most of his skills will be changed or reworked to some degree. They also stated that they want Talon to be the premier roaming mid laner. So the reason that you would pick Talon over another assassin would be to get a lead in lane and then constantly roam and snowball all the other lanes. So with this in mind, they wanted to add tools to Talon's kit that would give him much more flexible mobility to allow him to roam more often, as well as make him very agile. On top of this, Riot said that one of Talon's issues right now is he is able to kill his target almost instantly. So they would like to extend his burst or his kill window by just a little bit. And while talking about his combo, Riot also said that he has too much AoE damage in his kit right now, because a lot of times when you dive in to do your combo, you'll end up killing multiple enemies that weren't your original target. So they want to reduce his AoE damage a bit in favor of more single target damage. So with these ideas in mind, this is what I would do to rework Talon for the Assassin update. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the new skill with my idea of it, and then I'm going to give you like a slight explanation for that skill. So without further ado, let's get into his new passive, which I am calling From the Shadows. Now, every 3 minions that Talon kills grants him a stack of Shadow Essence. Champion kills grant 2 stacks, and assists grant 1. Stacks that remain unused for 2 minutes are consumed to grant Talon permanent move speed and experience. So Riot has said that Talon will absolutely be receiving a new passive, since his current one doesn't add anything to his kit. And this is the perfect place to add some situational mobility and synergy with his kit. So with this new passive, Talon will generate stacks he can use to roam more often and more efficiently. He can use this passive actively with his E, which I'll touch on in just a little bit, or he can sit in lane and keep the stacks, giving him a permanent bonus to his movement and adding some experience to give him a level advantage in lane, which I will also touch on in just a little bit, so bear with me right now. Next up, I want to give Talon a completely new Q. So Talon dashes a short distance and delivers a deadly strike. The dash will stop at the first enemy hit, and if that enemy is a champion, they will bleed for an additional physical damage over 6 seconds. If the dash hits an enemy, Talon can recast his Q within 3 seconds at no mana cost. Now, Talon's current Q is okay, but it's pretty boring since it's just an auto attack reset. This new Q will give all the benefits of the old Q, increased damage and a physical bleed over time, while also making him more agile and mobile overall. So Talon currently has a very bad laning phase pre-level 6, since his only form of harass is his W, or blinking to his opponent, which is extremely dangerous since he has no way of getting back out. So this new Q will give him the ability to trade in lane or go all in for the kill a little safer. He can use the Q to get in, do some damage, do his trade, then Q back out to safety, or he can use the second Q to continue that all in and go for the kill. Alright, on to his new W. So Talon throws 3 daggers in a straight line with a 0.25 second delay between each dagger. So think of like Talia's Q. Enemies hit are slowed by 40% for 2 seconds. If the enemy is bleeding, each dagger that hits does additional physical damage. Now if a dagger hits a minion, it will pass through the minion and shatters into 3 shards that project in a cone from the direction the original dagger was thrown. Each shattered dagger deals 50% less damage than the original dagger. I know a lot of Talon mains aren't going to like this, but I wanted to rework Talon's current W because it's one of the reasons that he has too much AoE damage, and since Riot wants to reduce his AoE damage, I decided to change how this skill worked. So instead of throwing 3 daggers in a cone and bringing them back to you, Talon now throws 3 daggers separately in a straight line. If the target is bleeding, the damage from the daggers will be the same as his current W if it hit the enemy on the way out and then back. That's the concept of it. And then I left the slow to help Talon player hit all 3 of his blades. And the dagger's interaction with minions is to allow Talon to keep his great wave clear so he can roam more often. This also doubles as an effective form of poke against mid laners who stand behind their caster minions, which should ease up Talon's poor lane phase by a little bit. So this new E is where I wanted to add a lot of Talon's mobility. There's a passive and an active part. So the passive is Talon does increase damage to enemies that are a lower level than his own. His active is Talon consumes all of his Shadow Essence stacks, granting him a large speed boost for 2 seconds. Each stack of Shadow Essence consumed increases the duration by 1 second, and if the next enemy hit by Talon's basic attacks or skills is a lower level than Talon, the bonus damage from his skill's passive is increased by 1% for each stack that was consumed. So Riot said that they will most likely be removing the blink portion of Talon's current E, so I decided to change this skill to synergize with his passive as well as his lore. In the lore, Talon only respected the authority of someone that he could not defeat, and this is why the passive part of this skill grants him increased damage to champions with a lower level than Talon, so kind of like, he's looking down on them because they're not even at his level right now. So since Talon is a mid laner, a good Talon player should have a level advantage over most enemies for a majority of the game, especially the bot lane, because they share experience down there, which could actually bring Mordekaiser back into the meta as like a counter to Talon. Not sure, but we'll just see. So as an active, this skill is Talon's primary means of roaming. He builds up a couple of stacks of Shadow Essence in lane, and he activates this skill to consume those stacks and very quickly go from mid lane to top or bottom lane. And then also the amount of stacks that you consume will further increase the damage of your next attack on a champion that is below your level, so it gives you like a ton of initial burst when you first get to the new lane after consuming a bunch of stacks with your E. And now for the grand finale, the moment you guys have all been waiting for. What am I going to do with Talon's ultimate? Well, actually I want to keep Talon's ultimate the same. So I think Talon's ultimate is actually really unique, and it's definitely core to his concept and his kit. So I want to leave it exactly the way that it is. It's not a problem to have some AoE damage in your kit. Obviously Zed has a lot of AoE damage in his kit, but Talon's full combo has too much currently, but if you take out his old W and just replace it and just leave the ult for his AoE and everything else a single target, I actually think that's a pretty good balance. And in Talon's ultimate is just, it's like I said, it's just really core to him, and it gives him that mobility with the invisibility to kind of get out of or into fights. And I just think Talon's ultimate is perfect the way that it is, so I want to leave it that way. So, all in all, these changes would make Talon a major threat around the map at all stages of the game. The changes to his Q and his W would make his laning phase a little bit better, and also allow him some outplay potential to dodge skill shots. And then by removing his blink, enemies also have the ability to react faster to his combo, since they'll see him coming when he does his dash, although they still won't see him with his ultimate. To compensate for this, Talon can use his E in lane to very quickly close the gap if he wants to use it in lane to trade, or he can use it to get out or just to roam around the map with close to the speed of Quinn is what I'm imagining, and then based on the amount of stacks is how long you're able to keep that. So I think that should give a lot of mobility to him, and also, like Riot stated, give him a lot of situational mobility for him to use, and the Talon player can use it effectively if they understand situations, and better players should be able to use it better. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and giving me your time. Let me know what you thought about this rework. If there are parts of it that you liked, if there are parts of it that you didn't like, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your guys' ideas and your concepts, and see if maybe together we can't come up with some sort of an awesome concept where we take the best of my ideas, best of your ideas, put them together. So just leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. If there's any part of this video that you enjoyed, or if you're excited for the Assassin class update, please click that like button. If you didn't like this video, please click the dislike button. That way I know which types of videos that I should continue to make that you guys are interested in seeing. And also, if you did enjoy this kind of video or any of my other videos and you haven't yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date with all my future videos and see all the new content that I'm coming out with my Road to Diamond series, my Teaching League to Noob series that I've just started. Those two right now, people seem to be enjoying. So if you want to keep up to date with those series and see how I'm doing, how I'm progressing, how my friends are progressing, please click that subscribe button. So once again, I just want to thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate every single one of you and hearing from you guys. It really makes this whole YouTube thing very enjoyable, and it's just a good experience overall. So thank you for stopping by, like I said, for the third time now. Yeah, it's the third time. Okay. Have a great night, everybody, and Peace.